Aveva litigato con la sua ragazza. Lei si era arrabbiata e lui non sapeva perché. I'm sorry, disse. What's your problem? Rispose lei, sbattendo i piedi mentre usciva. Lei lo accusava di mentire. He never stopped loving her. He never stopped loving anyone, no matter how much he may assert that he loves only his current partner. Certain strings of affection have been struck for him with friends and exes and friends and colleagues e amanti. He found something wrong and fuzzy with his thoughts lately, a blur of gauze tightening over his perception. The feelings in his fingertips and friendships were blurred and distant. Tornerà, comprendendo che si sbagliava. O se no, lui la chiamerà e chiederà scusa. Non importa quale delle due. Today, he has spent most of his time biting his hand with varying pressure in an attempt to define pain. He found his experiment inconclusive and could not concentrate. After the break, he did not go back to class. Forse lei non vorrà tornare con lui. Ma è importante. Touching from a distance, he thought he found a rip in the gauze. Sorrise, and he thought of the morning fog. Today. Today he came to the realization of how his parents really no longer cared. It wasn't that they found themselves exactly cruel to each other or him, but rather numb to the world itself. This made him feel somewhat uneasy about the home situation, although from a quick check of his emails and an unplanned desire for masturbation made him quickly forget about his problems for the time being. But this was today. What about now? As for the moment, he decided not to remember. Not consciously, mind you, but what was on his mind was a dog he had read about earlier in the day when avoiding work and procrastinating. His name was Hachiko. Something about the story, or even just the photo of the white Akita with one floppy ear, haunted him. The dog would follow his master every day to the train station and see him off, and every evening come back to the train station to see him home. One day his master died. After this, Hachiko came to the train station every day still, to see if his master would come back. He did this until the day he died. There is a statue of him in Shibuya. It was interesting. Wish. All he could do is wish, with Jarvis Cocker blaring in his ears. Non succede niente. And he does nothing. Possibly, he thought, nothing happens because he does nothing. Perhaps not. Forse i suoi pensieri hanno preso un'altra direzione. Slightly downtrodden from a vaguely horrible realization, he looked at his shoes. They were nothing special. He never cared for nor about his shoes. They worked, he thought, and that works for me. He caught a scent from somewhere, which was somewhat unpleasant. Non seppe dire che cosa fosse. Awful garbage, or awful food, or awful something. He was only sure it wasn't pleasant, but it was bearable. Ma sperare era insopportabile. Fear is what stops him. There is an impenetrable mist and hard rain which blocks his fantasies and aspirations from being anything more than that. Outside it is merrily cold. Loneliness struck him now, feeling left out. Sebbene si sentisse ancora più solo in mezzo alla gente. He could not think of why he thought this exactly, for he had put himself in that situation. He stuck his hand in his pocket and found a hole. He made note not to put coins in there. Promptly he forgot about this, as he felt a slight rash on the other hand, solo pelle secca. A headache was approaching. He also felt no need for attendance that day, displayed by his lack thereof. Possibly he will phone and pretend to be ill. That will not stop his problem, but he thought it may, at least for the moment.